Thank you. So I'd like to start with a story about one of your peers, Kim Ellis, who is with us today. She runs the Customer Connect program at BMC. And a couple of years ago, she got a new chief marketing officer, which is a little nerve-wracking. It's a little, like, disconcerting. You don't know what you're going to get. This is going to be somebody who's going to have your job and your budget in their hands. So she prepared very carefully for their first meeting. And the first meeting did not go well. She's in there, she's going through her deck, she's showing them all the great things that they're doing with the customer advocates she's built relationships with, the cool content that they're putting out there, and she begins to get the feeling that this guy's not very interested. And then at one point, she had the feeling that this guy really just didn't understand what she was talking about. Her new CMO didn't understand what she was doing. So as she leaves that meeting, and she's getting ready to walk out of his office, she's thinking that as soon as I walk through that door, I'm going to be invisible to this guy, totally off his radar. So a lot of folks in that situation might think, well, look, I need to improve the way I communicate the value of my program to my C-suite. Or I need to find better metrics, more persuasive metrics. But Kim figured correctly that it was just not going to work to try to get this guy interested in something he's not interested in. So she said, what is this guy interested in? What's top of his mind?
Hey, Tama.
And so here's what she found out. He was there to lead a rebranding effort, which she knew. And when she thought about her customer advocates, she had no idea what they could possibly do to help an executive with a branding effort. But instead of despairing, she started attending meetings. She got into the information flows as the team developed this initiative. And here's how it played out. She found that she could deliver clarity and confidence to the CMO and his branding team to an extent they couldn't get from any other source. And when an executive is involved in a high-pressure initiative like this, clarity and confidence is priceless. So here's how it played out. She found that they were asking a lot of questions. The CMO was asking, what is our current brand image with our customers and our market? So there's a lot of discussion about this. Discussions like that can be pretty sterile. So Kim took those questions, sent them to her customer advocates, got their responses, and sent them back up to the CMO with a little note that said, regarding those questions, she listed them out, that you've been raising. How would you like to know what our leading customers think? And he loved it. Clarified the discussions they were having. Then another initiative was a new advertising campaign that they were planning. Lots of creatives, lots of options and ideas that his creative team were coming up with. And the CMO says, look, wait a minute, let's just make sure that this campaign is going to work with our existing customer base, right? We have to make sure that happens. So there's confusion. She takes the advertising campaigns, sends them to her customers, asks them, which one do you like best and why? And then she sent those results up to the CMO, and he loved it. It gave clarity to the debates they were having, and it gave them confidence to proceed with the advertising campaign. And then the tipping point came when they were doing a renaming. They were renaming an existing product. And this is white knuckle time. When a branding executive renames a product, when a company renames a product, the business literature is full of fiascos, right? If it doesn't work and if customers reject it, it's a very public embarrassment. So the pressure was on. And his team came up with two choices. They could not agree. I mean, they're, pounding the table, lots of debates, and they cannot decide between two choices. So, probably guess what Kim did. She sent those out, the two choices out to her customer advocates. Here's what happened. The customer advocates had no trouble deciding. They came down by a ratio of 80 to 20 on the side of one of the new names. The CMO got this. He was blown away by it. And with great confidence, he accepted their choice and proceeded with the renaming that they had chosen. So just like that, Kim had gone from invisible to indispensable. So everybody here, all of you are working with the same resource that she's working with, customer advocates and influencers. And just like Kim, you can have that same kind of impact on your C-suite. What it requires is a little bit of a mindset, actually a significant mindset change. So I thought we'd start by talking about that, and I want to point out, in everything I say, you're going to see a lot of powerful things that your customer advocates and influencers can be doing. And keep in mind that your C-suite doesn't know this. Just like Kim's CMO, they don't understand the full potential. You're going to have to show them. And what a huge opportunity it is. So let's get started so that we can see how each of you can become indispensable.